Hi, so welcome back to Control Crafting, and in today's video we are going to study about patterns. It's part 2. So in previous video we have studied about how two for loops work together. Now we will focus on something that's on next level. So let's jump into the question. As you can see, I have a triangle here. So first of all, pause this video and then have an assumption over this triangle that how we are going to solve it. So I hope you're back after pausing the video and after assuming how we are going to solve it. Let's get into it. First thing first, I have to find outer loop that will represent rows. Second, inner loop for column. And third, I have to build a relationship between rows and column to print stuff. So this is the objective. This is how we're going to approach our problem. So let's see our figure first. And what we see that we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is, we have 5 rows. Okay. So for our starters, for I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. This will handle our row. Now we will go to pattern printing. We will first focus on stars. So now we will see that how many stars do we have. So for row 0, we have 1 star. For row 1, we have 3 stars. For row 2, we have 5 stars. For row 3, we have 7. And for row 4, we have 9. So our stars are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. As you can see, these are odd numbers. So our stars are getting increased by odd numbers. Okay. And since as our row it's increasing, then our stars in the row they are also increasing. So this is our conclusion number 2 for our columns. Now let's have a J that will handle our stars. So for J is equal to starting from where? Will start from 0. J is less than J plus plus. Okay, so J will start from 0 as we have an increment number here. So, and what will be the condition we have for each I, for each value of I, like I and J, let's have it for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So, is there any relationship between I and J here? Let's focus on it. So, for I is equal to 0, how will we get 1 for J? So, if I do 0 plus 1, I'll get 1. But is it true for all the conditions here? I guess no, because for 1 plus 1, for I value is equal to 1, if I add 1, then I will get 2 that is not equal to the desired value of J. So what we will do, we will look into the relationship as, let's take I is equal to 1. And how we are going to obtain 3 from it, we have a simple relationship 2 into 1 plus 1 that is equal to 3. Okay, so this relationship is established, and by this formula, for 0 also I can get 1. For I is equal to 2 and J value is equal to 5, can I get a value of 5 by this formula? Like, can I get a value of J that is 5 from this formula? Yes, we can. So we have 2 into 2 plus 1 that is 5. So now what we see that okay, we have a relationship that is 2 into I plus 1. That's what J follows in this pyramid. Now, so J is less than 2 into I plus 1. This is our star condition. Let's focus on one more thing, that in this loop, in this pattern, we have one hidden thing here. We have spaces. So for the first loop, we have 4 spaces. For the first row, we have 4 spaces. For second row, we have 3 spaces. For third row, we have 2. And for fourth row, we have 1. And then fifth row, we have 0. So these are spaces. And we have I from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I is getting increased by 1 and these spaces are getting decreased by 1. So can we form a relationship between I and let's say K is going to handle our spaces I and K? I guess we can. So let's have our relationship for I and K. So let's see, for I is equal to 0, K is 4. How we will have K as 4 here? Now understand that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, then 1 star. So why this star is at 5th position? Because I have to make a triangle which has 5 rows. So our top should start from the middle. Okay. So for 5 rows, our starting point should be at the 5th position. Then only I can increase my triangle by 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can go up to the 5th row. I hope you understand this, that we are leaving 4 spaces for a reason, that I want to gradually increase my triangle and fill all those 4 spaces and make it a 5 row triangle. This statement I can say for whatever value of rows we are going to have. For whatever value of rows we are going to have, we will have to leave row minus 1 spaces. Why row minus 1 spaces? Because these all space will be used to fill all the rows up to row, and we are increasing our stars by each row by 1. Therefore, our first row will have row minus 1 spaces, and on the number of rows that will be equivalent to the starting position of our star. Like we have 5 rows, then our first star will be at 5th position. If we have 6 rows, then our first star will be on 6th position, and we have to leave 5 rows to be filled by the rest of the rows. Because after filling our first row, we have rest of the rows that will be row minus 1. Therefore, we are leaving row minus 1 spaces to be filled by next remaining rows. So for spaces, we start from row minus 1, and we have to build a relationship between I and K. K is handling spaces. So I start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. K starts from row 3, 2, 1, 0. So for K is equal to 5 minus 1, because row is equal to 5 here. K, since it's decreasing, so K will be greater than I and K minus minus. So this is our logic. This is our 3 for loop that will help in printing our star. This statement I can say for whatever value of rows we are going to have. Now we will go through our code and see how we are going to print our logic. So let's have an int n is equal to 3 for dry runs. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. So rows are handled by this loop. Now we are going to print spaces. K is equal to n minus 1. K is greater than I, K plus plus. Now what we have to do, we have to print spaces. So, a space. For j is equal to 0, because it's going to handle as stars, so it should be starting from 0. 2 into 1, sorry, 2 into I plus 1 j plus plus. Now what we have to do, we have to print our stars, and after that, since we have to change our line, therefore we will print a next line. As soon as our first row is completed, we have to move to the next line. Therefore, this statement will handle the same. Let's run it by code and we'll do a dry run for the same code. Run. Okay. There's a mistake. Oh, J plus plus. Okay. I have to do a K minus minus here. Therefore, it's an infinite loop going on. Terminate. Now run. As you can see, I'm not sure whether you can see the terminal right now. Let me clear the terminal, and yes, now we have to run. As you can see, for n is equal to 3, I have my desired pattern. Now for n is equal to 5, let's see. Okay, so for n is equal to 5 also, I have my desired pattern, like up to 5 rows, and each row has an odd value. Now we are going to look on the dry run of this code. So for n is equal to 5, let's see for I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. We will move to our inner for loop, and then we have k is equal to n minus 1. So k value is 4 as n minus 1 is equal to 4. Now k is greater than I. Is k is greater than I? Yes, it is. Then what we have to do? We have to print stars. Sorry, space. So I'll print space by this color. So okay, space. Again, k minus minus. So what after printing the first space, we'll move to k minus minus and check if after decrement is our condition true. Yes, 3 is also less than 0. Again, we will go to print one space. Now, for k is equal to 2, we will also print one space. And for k is equal to 1 and 0, we will print their spaces respectively. Not for 0, for 1, because k is greater than 0, and after k hit 0 value, after getting decremented up to 0, then our for this for loop is false. Our 4 spaces is printed. Then we come out of this loop and we will focus on j. So now j value is 0, and it will go up to 2 into I plus 1. So right now I value is 0. So let's have this removed. 2 into I plus 1. And let's have my spaces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what's the value of 2 into I plus 1? It's 1 right now. So j value is 0. Is j is less than 2 into I plus 1? Yes, it is. Then print my star. And j plus plus. J value is 1 right now. So is 1 is greater than 1? Both the values? No, it's not. Then I'll come out of this for loop. Now what we have? We have a next line condition. So after here, I have come here. Okay. So I'm in the next line right now. Don't know where to write this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, a star, and then next line. Now, what I have to do is I have to focus for I is equal to 1. I'm done with I is equal to 0. Now we have I is equal to 1, because after printing going to the next line, you can see I have to go again to the for loop here and increment the value of I. Check if I is less than n. Yes, I is less than 5 for I is equal to 1. Now for I is equal to 1, I'll run the loop. Okay, so now what's the value of k? K is equal to 4, initialized as n minus 1. For 1, up to how many ways we can hit 1 from 4 by decrementing it by 1. So we will go to 4, then one space is printed as our condition is true. Then again we will decrement our 4 k value by 1. So from 4 we went to 3, and we'll print a space. Similarly for 2, we'll print a space, and for one condition. So for condition 1, we have a terminating condition as k is greater than I not equal to. So our 3 spaces have been printed. One is the terminating condition. Now we will move to j loop. So j as starting is initialized by 0, and 2 into I plus 1 for I is equal to 1 is 2, is 3, sorry. 2 into I is 2 plus 1 is 3. Now j is equal to 0. So for our condition is like satisfied because 0 is less than 3. So 1 star is printed. Now for j is equal to 1, 1 star is printed. For j is equal to 2, 1 star is printed. As soon as j value become 3, our condition like j is less than 2 into I plus 1 is like the termination condition. Then we will move out of this loop. Then we are again in the next line. And we have to move up CRI plus plus, that is now 2. Check our condition, yes is less than 5, and we will run this loop for I is equal to 2. So for I is equal to 2, similarly we will have 2 spaces, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. For I is equal to 3, I will have 1 space and 7 stars. And for I is equal to 4, I have 0 space and 9 stars. So this is the whole working of the 3 nested for loop for our triangle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching it. Thanks for the patience. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय.